Yeah, just okay. Just say first. Okay. Actually, hey, Fiona, Jackie, and Joey, we are going to head on to bio now. I believe. Joey, are you taking bio? Yes, I see your name. Sorry about that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the rest of you are all staying here. Okay, let me just see who is over here. Okay.
Wait, stop it!
What? Huh? You want me to go watch first? Go. Yes. Pass the lift. That's all. Let's just pass the lift. Okay, so okay, we're working on two topics today, inheritance and your infectious disease. Correct or not?
Oh,
How are you all liking your infectious disease?
it's fun to learn, but it's not fun to like. It's not fun to learn, right?
Huh? I mean, do you all know it's an entirely new thing?
I mean, like, you know that shit.
Do you know it's an entirely new topic?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was probably in the works, but then with this whole COVID-19, everyone is like, you know what, let's some teach that. Okay, what about inheritance or infectious disease first? So, let's go.
Right.
Why? Inheritance. Okay, let's see. Yes, I'm gonna send you all the link for the worksheets now. What? Oh my goodness, wait. You all learn everything already, right? Same, yeah, same something. I just send you that. Okay, those at home, I'm gonna send you all a file with all the links.
I don't know the definitions. You know, I understand it. What's the meaning of it?
Okay, at the very least, you pronounce correctly. Alright, please never say alele. And thank you for saying kami and not gameti. Okay, wait, is it up there? Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, most of us are same from the previous lesson, even the online one. So I'm not going to show the intro again. Okay. Huh? Yeah. Okay, come. So, but as you can tell, this today's session we cannot go into like a lot of detail. It's really just a crash course to help you. So really is that maybe you can just use it as a consideration for future. Okay. All right. So homologous chromosomes. First and foremost, Yumi, what is a chromosome?
And then like, oh, okay. Which
Ren, what's a chromosome? Is it not just DNA? So what's the difference between like DNA and chromosome?
Wow. You know the English industry?
Okay. Okay, so I only need the last part. DNA is the entire sequence of nucleotides that form our entire genetic material. Okay? When I condense DNA to form chromosomes. A chromosome is just the condensed form of DNA. Okay, it's a form of DNA. It's a form. Okay, so I can have DNA in the form of chromosome. I can have DNA in the form of chromatin threads. I can have DNA in the form of, just now Carl mentioned, the bits on the string, so on and so forth. All of these are DNA in different forms. Okay? So Homologous chromosomes. Here, I've drawn for you this way. I still put the letters there, A and B for you. Which term best describes these four letters? Answer is genotype. Why? So what is the genotype? Sorry? Letter?
It's like phenotype, but like not expressed like physically. It's like
Okay, very good. So the genotype, the answer is genotype. So what is genotype? Genotype is that's it. Genotype is the genetic makeup. So phenotype is the yes. Okay, I will change the word a little bit. Genotype is the genetic makeup. So what are my genes? What are my alleles? The phenotype is, when those alleles are expressed into something physical, right? So gene for hair color, blue gene. Then the phenotype is blue hair. Okay? So what is the allele? What is an allele? What's the difference between allele and gene? Of the gene. So you must understand, gene for hair color. I can have blue allele for hair color, green allele for hair color. So they are both for the same gene, hair color, but different form. So blue hair, green hair, brown hair, red hair, no hair. Okay, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. What is a gamete then? What's a gamete? It's a sex cell. Excellent. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's have a look at this family tree, otherwise known as a pedigree. This condition is known as polydactyly. So you don't need to know that. I'm just sharing this with you. Okay. Okay. Told me you needed to count how many fingers you have, is it? Okay. But usually the sixth finger, non-muscular, so no control. Okay. All right. So this is how it is inherited. So the mutation, does it result in a recessive, codominant, autodominant, or sex-linked allele? So what information do we have over here? How do we break down this pedigree to understand what's going on? My laptop louder than yours. Okay. Okay. So first and foremost, can I jump on to the second generation first? Okay, let's look at this family. Both parents have the mutated allele. If both parents have the mutated allele, I just anyhow put first. Let's say it is the dominant one. So I put why my second one, I just put a blank. So I assume first, if the mutation is due to a dominant allele, my genotype don't care what's the second one. Right? As long as I have one dominant allele, I will result in the disease, correct? So it can be, now words to describe. Both parents can be what or what? Homozygous, dominant. You cannot just talk about homozygous. Okay? So both parents can be homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Okay, either way. Excuse me. But if I assume that dominant is caused the damage, this person confirmed this way. Makes sense not? If this is so, both parents heterozygous already. That's it. Then these two also like that. Make sense? Okay. So with that in mind, I will definitely have to put this as homozygous recessive. Homozygous recessive. This one has to be heterozygous. So I accidentally chose the correct answer to show you all. You agree? And you need to follow. Inheritance need to follow. It's very simple as long as you can follow. Okay, you cannot drift off. Okay, so this is the thought process that you need to be able to do on your own. Let's say I wasn't here to do this with you. You all jump straight to recessive. What will happen if you all jump straight to recessive? If it's caused by recessive, means that both of them, then wrong here immediately. This one how? That's how we should go about thinking about it. Look for the same one first. That one will be easier. Look for the same one first. as in both are the same phenotypes, then I can assign mark. Okay.
Generation don't have like same one.
Or then let's start here. So for example, let's say this one is like that. Then this one has to be like that, right? So what this parent here must be like that. Correct? Then this person also must be like that. Okay, then let's say whether this one still like that, you see? Then wrong already. So generation 1 can be correct. But the moment I look at generation 2, wrong already. This one cannot be. Yes, you need to have at least 2 generations to confirm. Okay. Oh, look at that. So fun, right? Okay, a common error, a common mistake is to see, oh, wow, this one, wow, oh, the boy have, the girl don't have, sex link. Yeah, no such thing. There will only be 2 instances where where the answer is sex link. Number 1, they tell you. Very simple. Number 2, you must remember, in your syllabus, you have 2 sex linked diseases. What is it? Sex link, what's the name? Is it what's the name of the disease? Then there's 2, that's what I'm saying. Only these 2. So it's either those that you learn or this outright say sex link. Okay? Okay, hemophilia and red green color blindness. Okay, Awesome, let's go. Down syndrome. Can you tell me what's the other term for Down syndrome? Trisomy 21. Sure. In the drawer.
Is it like
Yes. 这个我的。没有了。Okay. Sorry. Trisomy 21. Do you know what's the meaning of trisomy 21? Okay, it's not just extra. It is tri means 3 copies. What does somy refer to? I break it down, so I'm just writing this down. Trisomy 21. Tri is 3 copies. What does the somy refer to? Very close. This one we're looking for. Have you seen this word before? What is an autosome? Very good. The non-sex chromosomes. Okay, so you only have 2 types, sex chromosomes and autosomes. Okay, so this over here refers to the autosome. So 3 copies of an autosome. Which autosome is it? The 21st. So I have 3 copies of the autosome 21. Okay, so it's not just what extra. Just say 3 copies immediately. Okay, if you want to use the extra then you must say an extra copy. Then it's 1 only, correct now. Okay, but why not just say 3 copies? Okay, so just on this, is it logical to assume that there are trisomy 14? Quadrisomy is not 7. Is it possible to have 3 copies, 2 copies, 4 copies of other chromosome numbers? Absolutely, But this is the most common because as difficult as it is to understand, trisomy 21 is the least damaging. Makes sense now? In the fertilization event, let's say I have 4 copies of chromosome 5. That is so damaging to the zygote, to the embryo, that it will self-terminate and will not result in pregnancy. Because it needs to make sure that all the cells in that organism are correct. If the error is so little, they will just stop the cell division process and the embryonic development. Right? So yes, as unfortunate as trisomy 21 is, it is the least damaging. So it can still result in life. Make sense? Right? So not just about memorizing all these kind of things, understanding and appreciating all these things in life as well. Okay? That's why bio is so good. You learn about yourself and the world around you. Okay? Alright, so whisper, question 3 answer is B. Yes, B. Very simple. Okay? Male child must have X, Y. 46 is normal. If you have trisomy, means everything is 2 except for this one got 3. So therefore total 47. Oh, okay. Let's go. Again, homologous chromosomes. What is the name of this? What is the word we use for gene position, gene location? Okay, very good. Locus, singular, plural is site. Okay, singular locus, plural loci. Okay, so the gene locus must be the same to be considered homologous as well. Now, they already say it's heterozygous. So what does it mean? Is it different allele, different gene? Different allele, same gene. Okay, statement A is illogical, doesn't exist at all. Okay, must be same gene. Why? Must be same gene because homologous chromosomes. Right, that is a characteristic of homologous chromosomes. Okay. Tomato, tomato. Let's have a look at the cross. Grapefruit. Hey, tomato is fruit or vegetable? Cucumber. Cucumber is fruit or vegetable? Joanne, you're correct. Continue with your thought process. What was the question you asked, Faisal?
Cucumber got seed, right?
Yes. If you have a seed, it means you got a fruit. What? Make sense? I think about it in terms of the flower. After the flower, fertilize, blah, 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 blah. Ovary become fruit. Ovule become seed, right? If you have a seed. What? 苦瓜. Bitter gourd, yes. Fruit. 在巴上买菜，为什么是买水果？ Correct not? Okay, so it's the difference between like botany versus culinary science. Like the kitchen people will say that it's vegetable. The plant people will say it's a fruit. Okay, all right. Okay, just something small I want to share with you. Okay, so this is parental red and yellow cross. I get F1 26 is to 24. What is the rough ratio here? If it's 26, 24, don't go and say no, 26 is to 24, 13 is to 12. No, just okay. Rough estimate. Don't go and die 13 is to 12. No. So if I get 1 is to 1 in the offspring, what can I deduce from this? Red times yellow give me almost the same red and yellow. And they never tell me which one is dominant, which one is recessive. So this one, you must go by elimination. So if both parents were homozygous, this means that one is like that, one is like that. Are you all able to immediately see that all will be heterozygous in F1? So then is it correct? You mean. So is it correct?
Yes.
Because when I said is it correct, then you nod your head so happily. Oh, okay, thank you. Very good. So therefore, both parents are homozygous. Is that a correct statement? It's not. Here we just say 1 is 1. Is this all? It means all the same color. Incorrect already. So out. One parent had 2 recessive alleles. What do we call 2 recessive alleles? Homozygous recessive. Okay, so then this one is like that. Is it possible? So one homozygous recessive, 1 heterozygous. Will I get this cross? One is 1. You see that? Answer is 40. Wow, question 6 damn good. Can I give you all 5 seconds to give me the correct answer? 5, 4, 3. Is it always C for carbon? C for correct. 3, 2, 1. Got answer not? Got answer not? What if I tell you don't read questions, look at the table only? Just look at table only. Got answer not? Carmen says, why? And then? No. Answer is A. Why? A. See, half. Half. If this is one half, total around 400, right? Then this one, total has to be 400, the x 0 lah. Make sense? Kai Tong, agree? I took half, I grow in this condition. I took the other half, I grow in this condition. So in this half, if the total is around 400, this one also around 400, right? Then if cream got 400, this one maybe 10, but I don't have 10, right? So I put 0. Alright, okay. These are your tricks, I tell you all. Very easy. Okay. So let me skip forward. I want to skip forward. Let's go to the FRQ now. Okay, let's go on to FRQ now. Okay. Haha. Everyone's favorite drawing. What is a mutation?
Change in the nucleotide sequence or the mutation comes from change in the structure of an organ.
So I don't need you to specify age. I just say a mutation is a change in the nucleotide sequence or chromosome number of an organism. A change in the nucleotide sequence or chromosome number in an organism. And it's time to unleash our Michelangelo. Okay, start drawing. In our genetic diagram, can I ask you first, do you use Punnett square or the cross? Your same school now.
What did I say upcoming?
Yeah, so usually it's up to you. Your teacher say Punnett square. You lazy, don't want to draw Punnett square, right? Okay, so yes, Punnett squares are neater because it's just like a table form, okay? But the crosses allow you to see which gametes come together more easily rather than trying to figure out how you process. Either way works, okay? I like to do the cross because it looks a bit more beautiful and aesthetic. But the headers are incredibly important for this. Do you remember that? The headers. Looking at the question here, we have parental phenotypes are what? Okay, the question here is the farmer wants to determine the genotype of his orange pink salmon. Then the only other information is this. Green highlight tells me what? Yes. Then in terms of this topic, likely to be the recessive phenotype. So why the farmer needs to check for the genotype of the orange pink? If white is the recessive phenotype, orange pink is the dominant phenotype, isn't it? What is the genotype of the orange pink? Absolutely, and that's exactly why we need to do this check. We do not know whether it's homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Can you tell me what's the name of this cross? I want to check for the dominant phenotype. Test cross, very good. It's a test cross. Mono hybrid just means one gene. So I'm only using one gene, right? Next time, you will have dihybrid inheritance. Never mind. You all talk about dihybrid, man. So essentially, your syllabus is just monohybrid. Then forget it. That's all. The inheritance pattern of one gene only. So if you all remember just now, the MCQ, I put AABB, this is actually dihybrid. So if you only study the inheritance pattern of A's, then it's monohybrid. If you study the inheritance pattern of A's and B's together, dihybrid. A's, B's, and C's together, trihybrid, so on and so forth. Okay? Your syllabus for now is just monohybrid, so all understand, don't need to use the word anymore. Can I? All right. So what is the first step in our geometric diagram? Not yet. Yes. This is like a math thing, right? Let x be the what, then let y be the what. But instead of using x and y, we use letters over here. What letter, you mean, would you like to use? We cannot use Y for Yumi. We cannot use C for Carmen. Neither can we use J for Joanne, nor K for Kaitong. Why? Very good. If it's too similar, don't use. So what can we use? You can just supposed to be boring and use A and B lah, okay? Or just use A and B. So let's just use A and B. So let's. Yeah, usually you're a bit more diligent. So it should be no problem. And this topic, this concept, especially neatness is very important. What's another word for neatness? Thinking of. I can't think of it. Okay. Then now Kaitong, we do parental. Pheno or genotype first? Yes, I also do pheno first. I actually do it this way. So there can be slight variations, up to you. So I don't have to repeat the word parental. I mean, it makes sense, right? So I'm just going to do it this way. If you do it, then you go to school. The teacher say wrong, you don't go and say, hey, Mr. Pang at homework say no. You know, don't go, just follow. Your teacher marking one, this time I'm just sharing with you what I want to share. Okay? So I have, what am I going to cross? I'm going to cross a white flash. Oh, no, so I have an S. White flash, cross with orange pink. Oh, troublesome orange pink. Okay, now I would recommend we use a big cross to literally represent the cross. Now I'm going to put in my genotypes. My white flash is going to be homozygous recessive, isn't it? Now my orange pink, I will have to make an assumption now. I can choose in either one.
It'd be easier to just like make it pure. So like
very good. Purebred. That's what it means, Difference in what? In what sense?
like your answer.
Your explanation only. Actually, no difference. The explanation will be the same because you will have to say, oh, if I get this ratio, means it's like that. If I get that ratio, means it's like this. There's no difference.
So it's just easier to use purebred.
No difference.
Oh.
You have to draw your cross anyway. Okay, don't need. You draw one, then you say, if like that, so therefore this is the genotype. If the other way, that's the genotype. Yes. But I mean, Joanne, if you want to, sure. You want to, can. You must take note, it's 4 marks only. If you want to draw 2 crosses. Correct or Joanne? Okay, Okay, so, do you mean next step? Next step. To form the very good gametes. This one, no matter partner square or cross, your gametes must be circled. The only thing circled is just to show the cross. Do you all need to do this like the meiosis?
Teacher got do.
If your teacher do, then do. If your teacher don't do.
Teacher got do, right?
Okay. Why? Okay, next step. What will the gametes undergo?
Random fertilization. I think I remember. I know it is.
Okay, this one look at my beautiful artwork. See 1 3 1 4 2 3 2 4. Understand what I'm saying? Okay, let me just draw it first.
1 3 1 4 2 2 4. Oh, shit.
Does that make sense? This is position 1, 2, 3, and 4. My first combination is 1, 3. Second is 2, 4. 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4. You can draw other ways also, doesn't matter. Then you like ignore the lines at the bottom. We don't need so many lines. Okay? You mean do you follow my process this way? So if you did, then can you tell me what are the F1 genotypes?
So the A is from
Yeah.
okay. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. This one. It's all right. Okay, let's write it off.
Okay. What's next?
Yeah.
So I'll do the curly bracket. Or orange, pink, flash. I don't think your teacher will demand you to literally write down orange, pink, flash for every single time, every single one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So actually that's it for the cross. What are the lines for? Conclusion. Right? The conclusion. By conclusion, we only need one or two sentences only. That's all. It's the if thing I was saying just now. Okay.
You like sometimes like they'll use like put the ratio at the bottom, like ratio of yeah.
This is my ratio.
You have to like write it off. Like
I cannot put 1, 0, right? So I put all. That is my ratio. So remember just now, Kaitong, if we use a heterozygous parent, then our CL1 is to 1. You see, if this one, just now earlier on, this one we did this, then I will have, then I will write 1 is to 1, orange, pink, white. Then you will see a ratio. But if it's all, then I don't put 1 is to 0 lah. I just put all. That is my ratio. All is my ratio. Make sense? Okay, so either you can put one long sentence or two very short sentences. What is my concluding sentence? Maybe I can have Carmen help me with this, please.
self-pledge, F1 generation will be on stream. Sorry, is it not?
That is transforming my ratio into a sentence, but it doesn't conclude for me. To help the farmer do what? To help the farmer? Tell me the genotype of his orange, pink salmon. You must know that the farmer doesn't know this. The farmer only knows this crossed with this. This one the farmer knows. So our conclusion is the if lah, the assumption thing. If the test cross results in this, then we have that. Okay, comes our first sentence here. If the test cross with a white flashed in not the exact same words, how would you give me the second sentence? Yes, Yumi. This one I only show you one side of the coin. You need to tell me the other side of the coin as well.
Also, I have to say, oh.
So, Joanne, we don't draw twice, but we conclude twice. Can not? Okay? But I mean, if you want to, can lah. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just gonna be like, wow. No extra marks for you. What would my second sentence be?
1-to-1 ratio of orange, pink, flash, and white flash. The carrot, orange, pink, flash, and one is those like that.
Okay, so you can just copy and paste and redo it, right? Or can I share with you another way to present it?
That's what she said, but just the other way.
So I'm shortening it. So what she did is to take the purple and only change those words inside. No, there's nothing wrong. I'm saying it's just nothing wrong. I'm just giving you an alternative only. Okay, nothing wrong, huh? Understand, Kai Tong?
Surely the criteria.
3 and 1. Can? 3 and 1. Usually, usually 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, look at that. So much fun. Okay, so another cross, another cross. I want us to jump to everyone's favorite, detritivore. You know what's a detritivore? What's a detritivore? Cockroaches. Let's have a look at this question over here. Okay, we do this one, then we jump over to the infectious disease already. Let's go, let's go. Read the paragraph first. You mean what do you think? Luna, sit there, just wait for answer. Huh? Huh? What do you think? What happened to the cockroaches?
They tell each other about the
Well, it's not entirely not entirely impossible. They have evolved to have better communication, right? It's like beep beep beep, don't eat the sugar. Uh, maybe, but we do not have we cannot infer that entirely from our information over here. So let's try and look for something that is a little bit more can be inferred from our information here. Kama, what do you think?
dye from eating sugar next to the insecticide. And so the cockroaches without the genes in it,
Okay.
and they're not attracted to sugar. But is it the gene which makes them attracted to sugar and then they get because they're not attracted to sugar?
So that is the current generation, right? Current generation of cockroaches. All those that have the gene, eat the sugar, die. No gene, why would they have not? Why don't they have gene? You see the second sentence, they have the gene. Correct or not? You must state that first. Variation within the population, right? There is variation within populations, correct? So variation within the population meaning, for example, why the hair long, why the hair short? Okay, not hair long, short. Sorry, why the hair straight, why the hair curly? why a little bit darker skin, why a little bit fairer skin. These are variations within the populations. Yes. So they have the gene which means they're attracted to sugar, but due to variation, some don't have that gene, or some have a mutated gene that did not result in attraction. Then you bring in Carbon's point. Oh, attracted one eat the sugar eat with the insecticide die. Then those that did not eat the sugar with the insecticide lived. Then why were there? Maybe previously the proportion is this. With my watch hand one is the one with the gene that likes sugar. Then it's like that. But as this one, I'll keep eating and die. What happens? And this one keeps surviving. Reproduce and do what? Pass down this new gene that don't like the sugar one. Then they continue to survive. Even though, now I heard something that Kato mentioned, did the cockroaches develop a resistance to the insecticide? No, because it is still lethal, meaning it will still kill. If they eat, I will still die. That's why they did not develop resistance. This is a clue to tell you that we do not talk about resistance because it is still lethal. Okay? It is still lethal, It's still lethal. Can I just jot down the 4 points with you? I'm not going to write down in prose. Okay? No attraction. Okay, so that's our first one. Our first one over here. So those not attracted did not eat the sugar and therefore survived to reproduce. If they can reproduce, what would they do? Finally, is this thing. How do I describe this? Okay, the word we hear usually is frequency. Ratio is absolutely fine as well, right? But usually we talk about frequency. So because I keep on passing down the mutated gene, the frequency of the mutated gene increased while the original gene decreased, resulting in later on most of the population having the mutated gene already that did not like the sugar. Okay. Are you pressing down very hard? I feel like the table later got scratches there. Okay, after this, one final short little discussion. We'll head on to the next topic already. Can you all head on to page 5, please? Those that are ready, join me at page 5, please. George and Alice have 4 daughters. And he say it's because, oh, Alicia, sorry. Alicia has stronger genes. He never studied bio. Well, we got study, right? So using our knowledge of inheritance and sex determination in humans, how is explain sex determination in humans? Hmm? Why this sperm? Okay, not control, determine. Okay, the sperm to go in like, determined by the sperm. That fertilizes ovum. Why? While the ovum only eggs. Correct or not? So depending on the sperm that fertilized the ovum, if that sperm had the Y, the resultant is XY. If the sperm had an X, the resultant is XX. So therefore, 下几岁了. Entirely random one. So that's why, even though it's kind of like a 50-50%, isn't it? But you may not necessarily get 50-50 if you have 4 children. But if I haven't flipped yet, sorry. If they, maybe they have like 1,000 children, then maybe possible to get almost half-half. Why 4 cannot, but 1,000 more likely? We're looking at having it's a little bit of math. Do you know what I'm looking for? It starts with yes. The larger the sample size, the more likely you are to see the theoretical numbers, the theoretical ratio, the theoretical probabilities. If a sample size is very small, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 10, not enough. May not necessarily get it. Okay? Please do not try and bear 10,000 kids, Right? Contributing to the economy, yes. But I don't know how much the human body can take, Okay. I don't. Okay,
Wait, we did it too also. He did stop Singapore. I think that I actually kids, I did my practice here. And they're trying to contribute.
Your school teacher. Okay, so this one I just wanted to have ask get your thinking only. So let's put that aside and move on to infectious diseases now. I am excited to look at this because it's really entirely new. Well, so that I keep working on that. So put it for you first. If not, then you Yay. All right, welcome. All right, ladies at home, we're moving on to infectious diseases. Okay, so actually just now I heard y'all say just now your school teacher talk about HIV, right? Why? What is the relevance to this topic? He teach you until like that. Wow, it's very far enrichment. Yeah. Okay, so to be honest, because this is an entirely new topic, right? No one can be entirely sure what to expect. Okay, but because your IP, right, everything is your school set one. Make sense not? So everything your teacher teach then is more kept in. Whereas for the O-level schools, right, MOE say, come learn this. And these O-levels will be the first time that MOE sets questions on that. So the schools are also kind of guessing, but you're all good because whatever your school set is only from your school set one. Does it make sense? So in a way, you are a little bit better this year. Next hour, then maybe they'll get more challenging already. Okay. So it's a good opportunity for me to revise what I learned about viruses as well. Okay. So what is true about viruses? Come, let's work on this together. True about viruses. Yeah, very good. Simple as that. So it is because of this fact that viruses are not entirely considered living organisms. Because one of the facets of to be considered a living organism is to be able to reproduce. But viruses can only reproduce when they have infected a host cell. They themselves, on their own, do not have the machinery. In other words, they do not have the organelles required for reproduction. Okay. Binary fission is, well, what is binary fission? Right, very good. Binary fission. Thank you, Joanne. Binary fission is a form of asexual repro of bacteria. C is just nonsense. I can't even explain that. It's just nonsense statement. As I explained just now, viruses do not have the organelles required to undergo their own cell division reproduction. So D is wrong. Excellent question, Kaitong. I hear you say, what's mitosis? We will have the wonderful opportunity to learn that in the topic of cell division. Assuming I see you in future. Okay. So that's in the topic of cell division. Can? Okay. So my sec course are learning that right now. And they're having a very good time learning about this. Okay. All right. Now, virus 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. Can we? I always have like to have this habit of when I see labeled diagrams that are unidentified, I go ahead and identify them first. Are you able to tell me the names of 1, 2, and 3? I give you all. Y'all choose. Lipid envelope, protein coat, genetic material. Which is which? One more time. Lipid envelope, protein coat, genetic material. Is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so lipid envelope, protein coat, genetic material, respectively, 1, 2, and 3. So the answer is D. 2 only. So this concept, this knowledge is memorized. You just need to know what is it. Okay. You ask me to ask Joanne.
I don't know if the risk of the question.
It's okay, we learn together. What are you asking? Yes, DNA is not protein. DNA. Okay, DNA is carries the instructions for protein synthesis. Is recipe food? Can you understand? Makes it easier, right? Recipe is not food. You cannot eat the recipe, but you read the recipe to make food. Makes sense, right? Okay, next time I'll always use this example. Okay, recipe and food, Can? All right, let's go. Influenza. What is influenza? You mean? You mean by me? Okay, come. What is influenza? Very good. It's caused by a virus, So influenza virus, we learn how to A and C. How is it transmitted? Therefore, we know how to reduce the transmission. Antibiotics are only effective against bacteria. Can you tell me why? B for biotics, B for bacteria. Okay, okay, the antiviral one, yes. Antiviral one, the explanation, yes.
Cell wall.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Wonderful, very good, Kaitong. Now, antibiotics disrupt cell wall formation in bacteria. Viruses no cell wall, so I cannot disrupt something that is not there. Okay, you mean what did I just say?
Something is not there.
What am I disrupting? Please, you may follow me. Okay, antibiotics disrupt the formation of cell walls in bacteria. If viruses don't have cell walls, there's nothing for me to disrupt. Therefore, antibiotics are useless against viruses. Okay, now I want to bring our attention to COVID-19. Can getting the vaccine reduce transmission of COVID-19? Cannot. Then why this one say can? The answer is A. Why here say can? Okay. In terms of exam skill, yes, that's best answer, correct or not? Okay, best answer. Agree? Best answer is A, right? Okay, so now why here for this current epidemic, why we say the vaccine cannot stop the transmission is because you must know how it's transmitted first. Respiratory droplets, correct? In a way, influenza is kind of similar. It's airborne as well. So it's person to person as well, correct? Okay, but you must know how viruses work. Viruses need to infect hosts to reproduce and then spread. If there is no host, it cannot reproduce, it cannot spread. But because COVID-19 is still at its acute phase, it is still so rampant, we cannot safely say that as long as everyone is vaccinated, the virus will not have a place to reproduce and therefore will not spread. Right? So it's about level of intensity. The influenza virus is, we understand it so much better and it's at a smaller scale. So if everybody is vaccinated against it, it will just get controlled. So transmission will reduce because less people have it, then less people to spread. Okay? Okay, so hopefully we get to a point where this virus gets here as well. Okay, on that note, before I move on, COVID-19 is not the name of the virus. You all know that? COVID-19 is the name of the condition. So what is the name of the virus? Yes, come, Joanne. Okay, the name of the virus that results in COVID-19 is SARS-CoV-2. I'll explain to you CoV first. CoV refers to V for virus, CO stands for corona. Right? It is a group of viruses known as coronaviruses. Okay, then did your teacher share with you what is the name of the group of virus for HIV? Since enrichment now. I not. The retrovirus. Does that ring a bell? Okay, never mind. Not in syllabus anyway. Okay, so coronavirus version 2, right? SARS here because it is a very closely related virus, right? Closely related virus group. Okay, so this one is my enrichment for you. Okay, so just sharing with you. SARS-CoV-2 is the name of the virus that results in COVID-19 if the number of the virus gets high enough. So why he brought in HIV? HIV is a virus or the condition? V4. So therefore, virus. So what's the name of the condition? You all know one. Sec, come on, learn one. AIDS. AIDS, Yes. So having HIV does not necessarily mean you will have AIDS. Similarly, we are trying to strive to a world where having SARS-CoV-2 may not necessarily result in COVID-19. It's about numbers of the virus in your body. If the number of viruses are small enough, your body can fight off properly, you will not have the condition. Oh, correct not? Similarly, being infected with the influenza virus may not necessarily result in you having influenza as long as the body can fight the infection strong enough. Right now, not applicable to HIV because our body has no way of fighting HIV. So you have to have. Okay? Right? Okay, coming back over here. We are done with 3. Let's move on to other than influenza, looking at bacteria now. Bacteria, just now we talked about cell wall already, so definitely A and B. A and B. Answer for bacteria is B for bacteria. Because bacteria do not have nuclei. They got genetic material or not? Where is the genetic material? Freely floating in the cytoplasm. Thank you. Okay, let's go. How do vaccines work? Is it bodies or germs? Bodies, okay. This phrase, can you look at this one? Stimulate white blood cells is kind of like teaching the white blood cells. So when I say the vaccine stimulate white blood cells, I want you to think of you are the white blood cells. I am the vaccine. I will teach you how to go to your exam. The exam is the real condition. Make sense? Okay, so if I don't teach you, you'll go to the exam, die. Then that's why you get the infection, you die. But if you have a vaccine, you already learn when you go to exam, easier for you to overcome it. Kind of make sense? Okay, so come to more vaccines. All right, so antibodies, let's go. Antibiotics. So we talked about influenza just now. What is the name of this word first? How to pronounce? Sorry? Pneumococcal, is that? Silent P. So pneumococcal diseases are caused by what? The pneumococcus? Bacteria. Once we can arrive at this, we have our answer already. Answer is C for common is correct. Okay, so main pathogens. This one we described just now already, right? Answer is We have one very like almost kind of look correct answer, right? See, yeah. Because antibiotics target bacteria, right? But this one is bacterial processes. Do antibiotics work on what they do? What do they target? They damage something. The cell wall. The cell wall is a structure. It's not a process, isn't it?
It's like the formation of.
So that one is for during the cell division. But then the current ones, leh? Yeah, they already have cell walls, ma. If I target the future one means okay, yes, they cannot increase numbers. Then the current ones will still continue damaging your body. Then that's not effective, really, isn't it? Yes. It's only effective to bacteria because viruses don't have that the cell wall to break down. Oh, so it's similar to what I asked you me just now. Huh? How they common? Not correct. Okay, infectious and respiratory situation. Okay, last one already. Let's go. Next page. Let's go. What is a vector? No, not physics, not math. Please, don't bring the nightmare back to me. Okay. What is vector in bio? What is vector in the superior science? Okay, so vector in physics, what's the meaning?
And direction.
Okay, then I cannot draw similarity already. Okay. A vector is something that carries. Right. So next time, no, you all do it molecular genetics, really? Yes. Genetic engineering, your plasmid is a vector. I'm pretty sure you'll use that phrase. Plasmid is a vector. Have not? Plasmid is a vector. So why do I call it a plasmid is a vector? Because the plasmid carries the gene of interest. So over here, the similarity is the carries portion. The vector that causes the disease, what carries? What is the thing that is carried around to result in the disease? So it's virus, bacteria, lah. Like that lah. Okay, so common features of the thing that causes these two diseases. Both have cell wall is incorrect because only the pneumococcus bacteria has a cell wall. Both have nucleus, also incorrect. Both have genes or not? Must have genetic material, right? Can they both respire? Virus cannot. So the answer is D. Okay? Okay? And finally, not a depiction. Not a depiction, not a depiction. You mean you chose? Joanne, did you choose C? Very good. Simple as that. All right, C is the thing that you should follow. Excellent, excellent. Let's move on to our final thing of the day. Okay. What's the meaning between what does it mean to be infectious and non-infectious? Simple as that. That's it, literally. Can you give me an example? So therefore we're looking for examples. So infectious is in your syllabus one. We outright state for you infectious, you have influenza, you have pneumococcal diseases. What are non-infectious diseases then? So on that note, can you think what is a disease? Yes, that's a possible answer. But what is a disease first? Can you tell me? What is a disease? Having a disease means that the organism is. What does it mean to be diseased? What does having a disease mean? Come on, Yumi, can we think about that, please? Sorry, Kaitan, you were saying? Fall sick. Can. But what kind of sick? Like just last night, then do I disease you know? All right, how? For a period of time, kinda can. Okay. But that one I can have acute disease, I can have chronic diseases. So what is a disease then? Okay, we are looking for abnormal function. The body must be put into a state of abnormal function that results in harm, that results in damage. Then it's we refer to it as a disease. Okay? Because right now, you see, if I just slap my hand like that, the cells on top here start to die already. Then abnormal function, right, will cause harm. Momentary pain, but there's no long-term harm, correct? Not a disease. Okay? Okay, so that's it. So examples of non-infectious diseases, Joanne suggested stroke. What else? Heart attack. Very good. What else? Very good. Yes. That is 3 out of the 4 things I have on my worksheet. Fourth one will be something in syllabus as well. Sugar. Diabetes. Very good. Blood. The 2 things you said just now. What? Is that an abnormal function of the body? Hemophilia? Sickle cell anemia? That is what I was referring to. Okay? So anything that is not spread from person to person, it's just you have one. It's a non-infectious disease.
Since kind of person must be like, what is like genetically passed down?
That one is not spread. It's inherited. Kind of. Don't go to your parents. Why you spread the signal to me? Not spread, Okay. These are 3 infectious diseases. Tuberculosis is due to Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It's a bacteria. Blah, blah. Carmen, can I have the 2 blanks under influenza, please? Yeah, so therefore, influenza virus. The name of the disease is influenza. It is caused by the influenza virus. Okay, there are actually like scientific names for the viruses that we do not need to know. Okay, and so, for the last row, the 2 blanks are. Yes, disease, and finally, sorry, respiratory secretions. Respiratory secretions. I'd like to jump to question 3, please. Oh, how beautiful. Look at that. We just now kind of answered it already, right? Oh, what is A? Okay, yeah, no, but no, protein antigens are proteins. Okay, right? Okay, A are just proteins, but question is asking about B and D. B is what? What is B? Genetic material, thank you. Can we see DNA? Come on, why cannot? Wonderful, thank you. Right, in fact, most viruses have RNA as well. Okay, so to be safe, just say genetic material. D is what the proteins are on. What are they embedded onto? What is the thing that envelops the virus? The lipid envelope. Okay, the lipid envelope. Okay. Right, notice I'm using different words for different portions. Lipid envelope, protein coat. Right, okay. Have you all seen this before? Have your school teacher shown you this before? Familiar? See before lah? What's the name? See in hospital before? Why? Super something? No, this is a type of virus that only infects bacteria. So cute! Yeah, I tell you this one, when I learned it, right, it was monstrosity. Look at this. It lands onto the bacterial membrane. It makes sure that it's stuck on, it pins itself, won't get thrown away. It drives a hole through the bacterial membrane and then inserts its genetic material into the bacteria. Very cool, right? Okay, extremely. No, absolutely not. Just sharing with you. Since we were talking about shapes. Okay, this is known as a bacteriophage. If you pursue this in A levels, you will learn more about bacteriophages. Yes. Okay, no. Okay, all right. Structure C plays a very important role in the virus. What is C and what does it do? What is C and what does it do? We have identified C just now, right? The protein capsid, the protein coat. Very good. Protein coat or protein capsid, up to you. Function, what are we protecting? Are we protecting the entire virus? Very good. It is to protect the viral genetic material or viral genome from any damage. That's all. Okay, from any damage. So it's kind of like the nuclear membrane, isn't it? Kind of like the nuclear membrane. Okay. Part C is actually very straightforward. Like literally from the notes only. So you just like can pass from person to person. How is it passed through? Okay, so I'm not gonna spend time on it here. You mean okay? Okay. And let's jump on. The final thing I'll look at is question 4. I kind of shared with you the story just now on what vaccines are and how they work. What was the story I shared with you just now? And then what are you trying to the exam thing, correct? Okay. So over here, what are vaccines and how they work? What is a vaccine then? Okay, there are many kinds of vaccines. So I'm going to generalize and use the word agent. Vaccines contain an agent that does what? So if let's say your mid-years, let's say you all don't have mid-years, right? Right. So let's say you all have mid-years, last time got mid-years Then when you all come tuition, I will give you a mock paper. That's a vaccine. So what am I doing? I'm giving you something that resembles the actual disease. That resembles your actual exam. Okay, so the first thing you write down, you just write down first. Vaccines contain agents. You mean vaccines contain agents resemble vaccines contain agents that resemble the actual pathogen. And helps prevent infectious diseases by stimulating something. It is a phrase you saw just now in MCQ. By stimulating white blood cells. Thank you, Kaisong. By stimulating white blood cells to do something. There are many things the white blood cells can do. You just have to say the one thing that is in your syllabus for now. Wonderful. To produce antibodies. When the pathogen invades.
When do you know when to like write down if like some of the theme big like the that one right that one is the weakened form of the pathogen, the virus, whatnot. Then one is just but they just see the spectrum. Another one is just the genetic material. So when do you know when to?
Good question. So again, let me reiterate. A vaccine can be this one, but weakened, meaning I take away the part that causes disease. So this part is the one that causes it still can infect and replicate, but it doesn't cause disease because this part is the disease causing, the one that makes you like feel shitty, right? That's one version. Another version is I just take this thing, I put it into your body. Okay. The third thing is I take like kind of mixture like here only, right? And then wrong, sorry. The third one is I take this, I reverse and make the RNA. Then I inject the RNA into your body. Your body see the RNA, wow, it's an instruction, it's a recipe. Let's make. Okay? So if the question doesn't specify, you also don't specify. If the question specifies something, then you go for the something. Okay? Because that question is really very generic. You will see what the question is looking for. Okay? And you are not going to be expected to know the specific details. Okay? It's good that you know you have the weakened virus, you have the protein parts only, or just the genetic material kind of thing. Okay? What do antibodies do? What do they do? Okay, antibodies bind to antigens. Do what? And what happens then? Very good. What we're looking for is neutralize. Okay, antibodies bind to specific antigens to neutralize them. Okay, so the final thing we're going to do today is 4C. How does being vaccinated help when the actual pathogen enters the body? Yeah, we kind of talked about it like many times today, right? How are we going to phrase it out? Let's try. How do we string those ideas together? Do we have to describe the vaccination? No need. Question says, how does being vaccinated means you are already vaccinated. So we have to think about what happens when the actual pathogen enters the body. What does the body do?
The body recognizes the pathogen.
Let's be more specific. It's not the whole body, but the immune system, right? The red blood cells. And that is what we begin our answer with. What can they do? In an unvaccinated person, the white blood cells will also respond. So what's the difference? Very good. If you never revise with tuition, but you learn in school already, you go for the exam, you may be able to answer, but very slowly. But revision, you answer it better. Make sense? Okay, so white blood cells can respond more quickly. Regardless of the type of vaccine, is it the genetic material vaccine? Is it the weakened virus vaccine? Is it the protein antigen vaccine? What are we teaching white blood cells to do? We wrote down above as well. Produce antibodies. And not just any antibody, it must be First thing about the last few words before any severe harm is caused. Can we just recall back to a time where you just kind of felt under the weather, you're sniffing a little bit, head a little bit painful, then you go after you sleep, next day okay already. That is this happening. Your body is fighting against an infection. So there were pathogens in your body. Your white blood cells were fighting the infection, and in that process, it may have damaged some of your muscle cells, muscle ache. It may have damaged some other cells, this pain, that pain, uncomfortable. But because they could respond to it, they could kill or remove the pathogen before any severe harm is caused, you recover and you feel good enough. Okay, so every single day, your body is fighting a battle. And the very fact that you are okay, the battle is working. Okay, so actually when you are feeling sick and you feel, when you fall sick and feel like you're dying, your body is like, hey, don't die. It's trying to help you not die. Alright, so pretty cool idea there. Alright, so actually that's all the time we have for today. As I said, please go ahead and complete the question in your own time. Should you wish to revise, I will send you the answer keys in a few days to come, so that you can revert to it and revise on it. And of course, right, please make sure that I hope you can have a good time in your exams. Right, after you all come here, you all vaccinated, right? Education vaccination, is that okay? So where's the paper again? Where's your assessment?
Yeah.
4th and 12th. Okay, hello, you don't know your exam, man. Okay, so go for your better assessment, and hopefully if you are feeling it in yourself, drop me a text to tell me how you feel about the paper. And afterwards, discuss among yourself. If you all do wish to start a class together, just let me know and see what we can come up with in terms of the schedule. Okay? Alright, but if not, thanks for spending your Labor Day with me over here, and I wish you all the best in your assessments. I look forward to hearing from you all. Okay? I see, Haitong Bio better than Cam, right? Awesome. All right, and for friends at home, you hope I said as well, all the best for with the assessment. I will see and hear from you soon. Bye.